Sons of the Forest version 1 will be released in February 22nd, only less than 1 month. And in this video I want to reveal some new items that most likely to be added in Sons of the Forest. The first item that can become in version 1 in Sons of the Forest, it is drone. As you saw before, we had lots of leaks, stories about lots of items that came before in last updates, like pickaxe, like night vision goggles, and also drone can be like that items because we are seeing some drones texture pictures that maybe devs designed this drone for future, maybe for update 1, and I don't know actually what we can do with this drone and what is that advantage, but maybe as you can see in this Steam photo, you can see like a glass that we can use it for drone. I don't know, maybe this glass can be used for drone, maybe it's not glass, but I know this item will become in Sons of the Forest in the future and that can be so good. But I think we will need like these items like drones for finding some items above some mountains. I don't know, maybe on some places that we have to find drone, like we have to find shovel for shotgun, because in Sons of the Forest we have lots of modernity items that we have to use it for another item, and I think that can be perfect idea. Another thing that we will have it by 100 probability, it is 6 piece of artifact that we can craft an artifact, and that can change anything in Sons of the Forest. If you know Sons of the Forest stories and stories about fishermen, actually they was on the island before Puff Corp and Sahara, and they actually created the artifact and they broke artifact to 6 piece. And actually there is another story about fishermen, maybe they are cannibals, or maybe cannibals exist before this fisherman. Actually Endnight dev have to explain more about this story. And about fisherman, you have to find some notes to know this story. This story, it is full of mystery, and actually nobody knows how artifact will be work. But I think so this will be like the forest. I think we will have lots of differences between artifact in the forest and Sons of the Forest, because we have different story and a new billionaire company, also different targets from these companies, and that can change artifact advantages. So we have to wait how artifact will be worked in Sons of the Forest until February. But the only thing that I amazed about this artifact, it is cannibals, because if you attention to cannibal faces at night, you will see some change in cannibal bodies and faces, and actually that is so weird. Maybe that's related to artifact, and I don't know, actually I just guessing. But as we saw in trailer, we saw cannibal face change. I think that is a sign, maybe for artifact, I don't know, but 100% there is a big secret in it. Another thing that most likely to be added in Sons of the Forest, it is a real roof, and an original roof that we can say for buildings, because until now we haven't any standard roofs in Sons of the Forest, and we just using some floors for roof, and actually that doesn't make sense. In the trailer you can see some smaller logs for roofs, and that actually so weird. We hadn't these smaller logs for buildings, but by my thought we will have a big change in version 1 for Sons of the Forest, also for building, and we will have lots of building improvements in version 1. And one of that big change, it is roofs, and that can be amazing for buildings. Another thing that exists in Google that you can search, it is you can equip some new items like lamps in caves that you can find it in, for example, in River Cave, in Shovel Cave, and one of attractive of them can be lamp that we can use it for our buildings. Maybe we have to connect it to solars, or maybe we have to find some golf club battery, I don't know. That will be cool for buildings. Another thing that exists in Steam page that you can find in some of the photos, it is a mobile, and actually in previous video I didn't attention to it, and maybe 95% of you didn't attention to this mobile. Actually I don't know how this mobile will be work in some of the forest. Maybe this will be like GPS, maybe this will be used for Podo, or maybe that is not a mobile. Actually we had lots of items in some of the forest photos in Steam page that came later. Sometimes we got a clue from devs and sometimes not. And another thing that we had it in the trailer, that was Virginia freezing. And if you attention again to the trailer, Virginia was freezing corner of cabin, and actually until now I didn't see any affection of Virginia freezing that we can help her. But in Sons of the Forest version 1 we have lots of expectation from Kelvin and Virginia, like emotes. Some weaknesses or strengths may be added to these two characters, but I know because version 1 it is one of that huge updates from Sons of the Forest. We will have lots of new features for Kelvin and lots of emote for both of them, and that can be amazing for these two characters. For example, we can have a new option about Kelvin that he can add some firewood to fire, or even he can spike 6, and that can be good for Kelvin. Another thing that I really look forward to it and expect from developers to do this, it is big stones, because we have a new item that named stone in Sons of the Forest. We can accept from devs, they add new big stones around the map, and also that can increase pickaxe advantage, and that can be perfect for some of the forest buildings. And after that you can gather stones from these big stones after you finding pickaxe, because until now you literally cannot gather stones like logs in some forest, and that is actually so annoying. And these stones most likely to be added in some forest. And another thing that we always see that in some forest logo, it is a new mutant, and maybe that can be named Mr. Bacon, I don't know, because devs want to expand this story. Is expected they will add a new strength mutant, and actually that mutant it is different compared to previous mutants. Or maybe we can get a new armor from this mutant, I don't know, maybe stronger than tech armor. We cannot say that easily, but since they want to add a new voice actor to Dreamy, and also they want to expand this mysterious story, it is expected they will reveal that big surprise, and that surprise can be a story between Dreamy and that new mutant. But I believe this mutant can blow Sons of the Forest story, and that can be a big surprise for update 1. Until now only 94% of you subscribe my channel, so what are you waiting for? Subscribe this channel for more content of Sons of the Forest and another survival game. Thank you so much, survivors, and also don't forget to like this video. And also before I finish this video, it's good to I talk about releasing Sons of the Forest on PlayStation 5 or maybe in Xbox Series X, as the Forest came to PlayStation 4 7 months after the full release. Sons of the Forest is also expected to come to PlayStation 5 7 months after coming out of early access. And this is a really good news, because if it goes like this, we will have Sons of the Forest for PlayStation 5 in this September. I am very excited about all this happening, and if you are, let me know in the comment section. So I want your thoughts about Sons of the Forest version 1. Love you so much. If you want to watch another video related to this video, you can watch this end screen video. Farewell.